Hey there, you are watching New Vision TV News. I am Ruth Naseje. Now, to start off today's bulletin is the news around Uganda. We start from a story that is making rounds across the country where all persons who may be holding illegal firearms have been advised to quietly surrender them to their church leaders or to the mosques. In case of Muslims, Florence Chiribira, the acting head of Uganda National Focal Point on Small Arms and Light Weapons, says whoever surrenders the gun to religious leaders will not be persecuted. But can the churchmen really handle the guns? Now, to help us understand this is veteran journalist Joachim Boembo. Joachim Boembo here. Now, does this radical proposal have a precedent?
A precedent, yes, but Christian religious leaders have always been there. From the founding of Uganda, they used guns, they brought guns. You know, Uganda was founded militarily by British military conquest. The British were finding it very hard to overcome the resistance of the kings, and they were almost abandoning the project until the Christian Missionary Society launched a fundraising to buy superior, sophisticated guns of that time, which were employed to defeat the kings of Uganda. So yes, the church brought in the guns which helped the colonialists to overthrow the original states of Uganda.
Have the religious leaders handled guns specifically for the state?
For the state, not really, not officially, but they've handled them for themselves. One, since the NRM came to power in 1986, they launched the first point of demystifying the gun. We saw priests and Catholic nuns wearing veils going to train in how to handle the submachine guns, shooting. And besides, we have seen the church participating in persuading the people to abandon crime. I mean, the church is always preaching against crime, and carrying a gun which is not licensed is a crime. So the church should support the disarmament and the surrender of guns.
If I've been breaking the law by holding an illegal gun, isn't the priest duty-bound to report me to the police?
Priests operate in confidence when you go to confess to them. I don't know much about all the churches. We have a few thousands, but I think if you confess to a Catholic priest, you are as good as having your secret is safe. And just like you, a journalist, you are not bound, you are not expected to disclose your sources, for example. You should even be ready to go to jail, Ruth, rather than disclose that I was told by so-and-so. Similarly, a priest is not supposed to tell the state what a suspect, what somebody said to them. At that moment, when you are talking to a priest, at least during confessional, his body is there, but you are talking to God. That's what the faith, that's the belief, yeah. So similarly, he cannot then not go tell him the details of what you told them. So if in this case the priest is supposed to receive a gun and pass it over to the state, yes, the priest will do that. And if you have a gun, North, please, yeah, okay. If you have an illegal gun, you should feel very free to hand it over to a priest. The priest will take it to the police without disclosing that this gun was from Ruth.
Joachim, hasn't the state failed telling people with illegal guns to take them to church instead of any other sector or, some other people outside government besides the church?
It's not a failure. It is just expanding the possibilities, because the state is telling you, if you have an illegal gun, surrender it to the police. But they are giving you different ways of surrendering, of returning it to the government. If you fear to go to the police station, they are telling you where you can put it. Take it to church. Take it to church, and we shall get it. Will reach the government. In other words, the government is expressing confidence in the religious leaders that when they receive the guns, they will be able to take them to the rightful destination, which is the Uganda police.
Thank you very much. Joaquin Mbale there on why people should take illegal guns to the church. You can also find your religious leader and take that illegal gun so that it can be handed over to the government. I am Ruth Nasita Squinchi, looking at more stories making the headlines across the country. From Mbale, while many schools strike because of food, school fees and other reasons, for the students of Busano Secondary School, the problem was jiggers. The students accused their headmaster of failure to buy brooms to clean their classes, which has exposed them to jiggers. For that reason, they wanted him transferred. The police in Mbale on Wednesday were forced to fire live bullets and tear gas in order to rescue the head teacher, Sam Madete, and his deputy, who the students wanted to leach. Now the students attacked the guard at the gate, closed the gate and blocked the head teacher from entering the school. When Madete forced himself into the school, the students surrounded him and his deputy. The students were engaged in running battles with the police from Mbale Central Police Station for some time until the police overpowered them. The police warned them against strikes and pelting stones to an armed police officer, saying the officer can respond the stone with a bullet, and that would be the end of them. Now, news from Kalangala. Although they spent over 20 billion shillings to produce power for Kalangala district, the residents are unable to use it. It has been reported that too much power is what has caused the lightning occurrences. The company that set up the thermal solar power plant says they produce 1.6 megawatts, but the residents can only consume 600 kilowatts. The project's public relations director, Joseph Mulindwa, says 2015 they have connected 4,067 clients on the main power grid. The power plant has, however, experienced several threats of lightning, which is affecting transmission of electricity. Mulindwa also blamed the district for not doing enough in lobbying for the lightning tower to reduce the threats on the island community. News from Buyangabu district. More than 1,000 people are facing famine after their crops were on Tuesday destroyed by a heavy hailstorm that ravaged the district. The rain also washed away some houses and destroyed several hectares of crops, leaving residents in fear of a likelihood of famine. The most affected villages include Chatwa 1, Chatwa 2 and Rengwara, where hundreds of acres of food crops such as bananas, cassava, sweet potatoes, maize and Irish potatoes have been destroyed. Now Charles Balinda, the resident of Chatwa, urged the leaders to assist them. Charles Nyaweri, another resident of Rengwara, said he had lost over 7 acres of banana plantation from where he has been earning over 400,000 shillings per week. Agnes Tumshawe, the district agriculture officer, said the damages caused are severe and the affected people need relief food. James Mugarama, the district chairman, said he was coordinating with the area member of parliament to ensure that the affected people get emergency aid. News from Mbale district. In a bid to boost farming activities in refugee settlements, Oxfam has awarded 60 farmers in BD zone for refugee settlement in Mbale district. Now, the farmer groups from Odravo sub-county comprise of both the South Sudanese and host community farmers. Oxfam Uganda rolled out the program in October 2017. The competition and exhibition organized under the theme Agriculture, a prerequisite for a hunger-free society. The farmers from both the refugees and host communities were asked to embrace farming. The winning group got 500,000 shillings, the second got 400,000 shillings, the third got 300,000 shillings, the fourth got 200,000 shillings, and the fifth group got 100,000 shillings. Now, the project received over 680 million shillings, and Ronald Wanyama, the food security and livelihood coordinator in Oxfam, pledged to link the groups to markets. News in Omoro. The State House Health Monitoring Unit has pitched camp in Omoro district to investigate the misuse of the district's ambulance after its driver was photographed using it to transport construction bricks. Dr. Jackson Ojera Abusu, the director of the unit and working with Detective Gilbert Intua from State House, say they have taken over the case and commenced with investigations and have visited the scene of abuse in La Pinoloyo village, La Painat West Parish in Koro sub-county. Last week, there were pictures circulating on social media showing that an ambulance was being used to ferry bricks to a construction site. It emerged that the ambulance belonged to Omoro Health Department. According to the District Chief Administrative Officer, John Bosco Akera, the department has only one ambulance. The driver, who is now being detained at Omoro Central Police Station, is facing charges of abuse of office and misuse of government vehicles. Let's close this segment from Kampala, where Prophet Elvis Mbale left followers and worshippers anxious on Tuesday when he postponed delivering a revelation he said he had received from God. Mbale, the pastor of Zoe Fellowship, was leading a special service in which his devotees celebrated his 42nd birthday at Zoe grounds opposite KCCA Stadium in Lugogo, Kampala. The crowd clapped, cheered and pleaded with him to prophesy in vain. He would later tease them again about what God was saying about Uganda today. Members were full of cheer and excitement as they flocked the venue for their prophet's birthday celebration, and each enjoyed as if it was their own. In fact, they exchanged happy birthdays to themselves and under the promoting of their worship leaders. Now, the event did not have much fanfare except for the over 5-minute fireworks displays at the entrance of a tuxedo-clad Mbale. And that is it for Around Uganda. Now let us take a look at the news making headlines across the East African region and also across the globe.